chances are pretty good that you became a hypnotist because helping people is in some way important to you. Scott King, somebody who has helped a lot of other hypnotists, needs a lot of help. Scott and his wife Melody had their entire home destroyed in the Texas Stinky Fire this week, and they have lost absolutely everything. They have nothing left. We need to pull up for the King family right now. They're now homeless. Doesn't matter if it's $5, if that's what you can do, if it's $50, or if it's $500. Pull up, help them out. Scott's helped a lot of other hypnotists, so let's help him and his family out now because they really need it.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast. Teleprompter didn't roll yet. There we go. The new media elite mainstream. The new media elite. I'm going to start this week on the Media Virus Podcast. The new media elite mainstream anchors spiral into panic as teenagers with a blog called The Bi-Coastal Beat successfully hijack courtroom press passes. The Second Amendment's good boy. Gun owners reminded that leaving a live round chambered around a golden retriever is essentially handing a chainsaw to a toddler. Global elder chaos. London senior centers are officially turning into sweaty, high-energy electronic dance raves, while a 79-year-old Florida man tries to secure the headlining slot by performing naked for doorbell cameras in fresh lipstick and a G-string thong.
The Media Virus Podcast, starring Matty Rockdeff, the Reverend Professor, Mike Latoris, PhD, the ever-enchanting Miss Ricky Rockdeff, Big Daddy Stanley McFadden, Grease Monkey Pete, staff writer Bill, Rex Couture Moore, and the rest are here on Matty Rockdeff's TMVP News.
Hot damn, do we have a show? We're voted for Bears this week. Well, at least Labrador. I'm your host, Matty Rockdeff, the undisputed, fully lethal, factory-grade model of the man that you have come to tolerate. And I don't run this asylum solo. First and foremost, my absolute backbone of this entire the absolute backbone of this entire operation. The woman who keeps me online, out of jail, my incredible, brilliant, and breathtakingly hot wife and segment producer, Ricky Rockdeff. Are you ready to set this trash fire, babe?
I mean, probably not.
All right. Well, you just want to hang out and talk then?
Sure.
All right. Next, the brain trust, the myth, the medical mystery, the man science still refuses to fully explain. Our executive producer, the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, PhD. Hey, Mike, are you ready to inject some pure, unfiltered fuckery directly into the stream?
You're damn right I am.
All right. And finally, the human...
My specialty.
That's right. And finally, the human algorithm violation. A man who has been banned in 3 hemispheres. The newest strain of the infection. The uncontainable and completely uncancelable Colin Chapman. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely. I'm even rocking my warning. I have no filter hat tonight.
There you go. You see his hat?
No.
Look at his hat, fuckers. That's your warning right there. Get it? All right.
Oh, it's red.
It's red. And it says warning.
Warning.
And we are broadcasting live from the absolute fringes of the digital wasteland by use of the World Wide Net. This is the Media Virus Podcast. Grab your popcorn, secure your perimeter, and let's watch the civilization collapse in real time. And whatever you do, don't forget to point and laugh. Hey, babe.
What?
This next story brings 2 things that we love together. You love Luigi Mangione.
Oh, bae.
And I love the First Amendment.
Sure.
Right? And the First Amendment just got a massive update. Actually, it didn't. And it's currently being powered by weaponized internet drama.
What's the First Amendment again?
That's your right to say whatever the fuck you want. And
Right.
your right to just be a reporter.
Oh yeah, because God forbid.
peacefully assemble.
Right, you're right. There's a whole lot of rights that go into like
Go to the church. You
making
wanna-
sure the government doesn't trample you, but it's just a suggestion without the second one. But we'll get into that in a minute. Go ahead and you know, go ahead, Mike. There.
People are losing their minds over a group of Luigi Mangione superfans scoring official New York City press passes to cover his trial. Critics are furious, but the city's actual legal rules state that anyone who publishes content to the public counts as media, meaning these girls aren't breaking the system, they're literally just following the law. The legal definition of the press is so beautifully broad that a teenager with an Instagram account has the exact same constitutional right to sit in a courtroom as a veteran journalist from the New York Times.
And that's bigger than just New York. That's U.S. Supreme Court, too.
Yeah.
All of us are the press.
As long as you go and tell somebody what you saw, you are the press.
Yep.
I seen it.
Right? The city rules require you to submit 6 pieces of content, which means these girls met their legal standard for journalism just by doing less than a high school, book report.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, mainstream news anchors are panicking on television because they realize they don't actually own a monopoly on the First Amendment.
And I really feel like that's got to be like driven home a lot to people. There's a lot of people that just... Go ahead.
Especially since TikTok girls are usually hotter than whatever fat, white, ugly dude is on CBS or Fox.
And they're more apt to accidentally tell you the truth.
Right. You're going to get more of
accidentally.
The truth. Yeah. Well, because they're just telling you what they see. They're not getting the memos, from above to hold this point. They started a blog called the Bicoastal Beat, which is a legally flawless maneuver that provides you don't need a degree from Columbia to get court credentials. And that's this isn't a high and mighty thing. Right now, the Media Virus podcast, we are all media.
Yeah.
We are all reporters.
Is this the news?
This is the news.
I got you and Ricky had press creds for the opening of Box.
We did. We just what you do. You know what you need press. You ever need press creds? You just make them.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will just go. Oh, okay.
You often have to register at an event, but if you're going to operate as someone who is recording and asking questions and reporting on something, it's good that you make up your own ID that basically says who you are, what you're doing, and why, and where you're from. Makes you look a little more official. And most people will just nod and let you by.
Fake it till you make it. Well, it's not fake. Let's be for real.
It's not. I mean, the Constitution provides that to all of us, and I feel like, if people did a little bit more investigating on their own, that we'd have a nicer society at this point. But at the end of the day, freedom of the press belongs to everyone, even if your definition of investigative journalism is just making fan cams of a federal trial.
I actually follow somebody who followed the Diddy trial and was like in the courtroom for the Diddy trial. I followed her on YouTube for, I feel like since I've had a YouTube. She's like a mukbanger, but she's like really into true crime. So she would like eat crab legs and
tell you about stories
and talk about true crime.
Talk with her mouth full and shit.
No, she would talk like with her husband. He was off camera. I think her handle was Miss Mango Butt.
Miss Mango Butt.
Yeah, she's like a Korean girl.
Like
a California Valley girl.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Well, all right. Well, from the First Amendment and on to the Second.
Amendment?
Man's best friend just became the NRA's newest member.
Yeah, a woman waiting at a traffic light in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, was hit by a shotgun blast after a dog inside a truck parked at a nearby gas station accidentally stepped on a loaded firearm.
Oh my.
The blast tore straight through the truck's passenger door and caught her in the right arm.
You know that the cops rolled up and the dog was there like, look, I told that white bitch, go to Starbucks. I need a fucking pup cup. She's gonna listen to me next time.
That's a pup cup.
Well, just imagine explaining your gunshot wound to the ER doctor and having to clarify that the shooter wasn't a gang member. It was a golden retriever who just wanted a treat. You know?
Oh, that dog is full gangsta.
Your Honor, human bitches be tripping.
Yep.
Do you feel like since it was in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, he actually wasn't a gangsta? He was more like redneck vibes.
I would imagine in the shotgun.
You know what? Like, what gangsta do you know has a shotgun?
I know a gangster. I know him. Like I've met him and worked with him. He shot a dude with a shotgun, took his leg off because he knew that if he shot him in the leg, he wouldn't get attempted murder. So he shot him in the leg with a fucking shotgun and blew his fucking leg off.
It's a bad day.
Hey, he didn't get attempted murder though. I was talking to him. You know what I mean? It was after he had gotten out, and he had a job as soon as he got out because he worked there before. He worked there. He was working there while he did it. I don't think he was at work when he did it, but he was of the employee. And then as soon as he got out, he had a job.
So what about this dog?
Well, dude, the dog owner left the pup alone in the vehicle with a live round already chambered, which is basically leaving your toddler in the car with a running chainsaw. It is highly illegal, and I did look it up. It is highly illegal to drive around with a loaded shotgun in Nebraska, proving that the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good boy with poor spatial.
What's that now?
A good boy with poor spatial awareness.
Oh, like you?
The incident was originally dispatched to a police as a BB gun incident, which means so it was buckshot. So it's what they thought, underprepared for Airbud's tactical operation.
Speaking of spatial awareness,
Yeah.
there were a lot of celebrities at the Knicks game over the weekend. Did we catch this buzz?
I didn't think that any of that would be something you were
because
I try to stick with all of our interests, and that's I feel like but go ahead.
So there was a lot of photos coming out of all of the celebrities at the Knicks game.
Okay.
And there was a photo that went actually this was 2 weeks ago, maybe. But there was a photo that went wild on the internets of Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner sitting. Timothy was manspreading. On the other side of Timothy was Tina Fey, and she had her legs all the way closed together. And also her feet kind of apart, but it was just giving there's no room and I need to tighten up. And so she went on the New Heights podcast, which is the podcast with the Kelsey brothers, with Mr. Taylor Swift and that Philadelphia guy.
Right.
And they were like, listen, Tina, this came out all over the internet. How do you respond? And she's like, listen.
His crotch stank.
She was like, I was not thinking that in the moment. And to be honest, those seats are very small and I have a huge can. So where he in the front was spreading, me in the back was taking up some real estate.
So there you go.
And I just thought that was so funny because the internet
good.
for a week and a half was roasting Timothy Chalamet and men in general for being such man spreaders. And she was like, no.
Tina,
We're a little wide back here.
Tina, we're also
real though, she's
so real.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to take a minute to highlight something wholesome
Amir?
In a segment we're calling the Wholesome Highlight. The senior home just upgraded from bingo night to MDMA vibes.
The senior home?
The senior home.
The senior home just upgraded from bingo night to MDMA. Wow. A popular London DJ named AG teamed up with a charity to throw a massive day rave at a senior center in North London to help local retirees combat isolation. The event featured high-energy anthems, live-stream performances, and a dance coach leading the room through a workout. We're trying to cure elderly loneliness by turning an assisted living facility into a boiler room set, which is Great. Well, someone mistakes glow sticks for their glaucoma medication.
An 84-year-old woman named Helen hit the dance floor for the first time in her entire life, proving it's never too late to experience a bass drop. Yeah. One 84-year-old regular named Lenny admitted he panicked when they told him the afternoon tea was going to be globally live streamed to teenagers on TikTok. But the event featured seniors waving pom-poms to heavy club beats, which is a massive step up from listening to the TV Guide channel on a loop, right?
Hey, honestly, an afternoon rave is perfect for seniors. They're ready
for me. Are you kidding?
They're already used to eating dinner at 4 p.m. and going to bed before the headliner goes on.
Same girl, same.
Well, meanwhile, back in the States, Florida retirement has officially evolved into a final boss battle.
A 79-year-old man in Hollywood, Florida, was arrested after repeatedly walking around his apartment complex common areas completely naked except for a G-string thong. When a female cop arrived to question him, things went from zero to pure Florida real quick. This man didn't just argue his legal right to be naked under Florida state law. He literally put on lipstick right in front of the officer and told her to, quote, jump rope for me, baby doll.
Oh.
So imagine calling the cops on your neighbor and the resolution involves a senior citizen aggressively applying Maybelline. He would apparently thrust his penis at neighbors' doorbell cameras, which is a hell of a way to say welcome to the neighborhood.
He claimed he didn't know he was being filmed because apparently he thought the literal camera on the door was just a very high-tech people.
Hello?
Well, the man is cited as citing Florida Statute 800-001, which actually there isn't any, but that is those are the 800.
Yeah, that's where it would be if it.
Those are the sexual. We looked it up. That's where the sexual lascivity and the
it was probably something that was there and has been since taken off the books.
Yes.
I mean, would Florida really have a thing about being naked in public?
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, he's wearing a G-string. If people have seen
where you are,
I think he was thrusting his dick at the doorbell cameras. Was more the upsetting part,
Yeah.
I mean,
you got any input on this?
As long as you don't press the button, I don't care what you're doing in front of my camera.
Look, in South Beach, I think it's okay, but for aesthetic reasons, when you start to get into like Tampa Bay or the villages,
when you're in the suburbs,
it's like there's a lot of elderly folks from New York that have come down there, and we don't need to see their pasty naked bodies.
No,
okay, it's like that's pretty much a war crime level right there.
It is good to know that at 79, while most people are fighting a pharmacy, this guy's out here fighting the concept of clothing itself.
Hey, you need more media virus in your life? Of course you do. Hit up the mediavirus.com, your one-stop shop for episodes, chaos, stupidity, and occasional accidental journalism. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, and all the places algorithms quietly judge your choices. Want to yell at us directly? Email Maddie at themediavirus.com, me at pml@themediavirus.com, or stalk us professionally through our social media accounts. Seriously, all roads lead to themediavirus.com. Go poke around. We probably regret at least half of it.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of people who rock harder than Bill Cosby at a Colin Chapman comedy hypnosis show, Ricky, what's happening? Well, hang on.
What?
What's happening in
Ricky's Reality Roundup. Reality Roundup. Ricky's Reality Roundup.
all right,
What?
right here.
Oh! I thought you guys were going to tell me something. Sorry. Playing a game on my phone. If you thought the Real Housewives had run out of barnyard animals to compare each other to,
Trout mouse. Sorry.
also, a monkey's asshole.
Well, go ahead.
Rhode Island just proved us all wrong. We are only 9 episodes into the first season of The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and they have already moved past polite dinner conversation and straight into housing status warfare. Ooh, yes, this is true, actually. The mess maker of the week is definitely Rosie Woods Damari. She isn't just arguing, she's performing public service by expanding our vocabulary of insults while carrying a stack of reunion receipts that could probably double as a phone book.
Or be the size of a dry cleaning receipt. Rhode Island's the smallest state in America.
The peak absurdity happened when Rosie sat down to explain that calling someone a pig wasn't enough, and it had to be a slam pig. She was busy being a linguist. Alicia and Liz were in a separate corner screaming about who is actually homeless, which in this zip code usually just means someone's summer rental check bounced. I don't think that's true. The tiny state problem. In Rhode Island, you can't even go into witness protection to avoid your enemies because you'll just run into them at the only CVS in the state. The definition, Rosie didn't just use the term, again, that was slam pig. She went on a podcast to define it. That is a level of dedication to being a hater that I have to, no, I don't, that I have to respect.
No, you have to respect.
I mean, no. The homeless strategy, calling another housewife homeless, is the new calling someone broke. It's a classic move when you have nothing else to go on. Ashley's breakdown, the drama is so dark, it even had a veteran reality star, Ashley Conetti, breaking down, because she was on The Bachelorette, after watching the latest feud. Honestly, if Rosie doesn't have a slam pig merch ready for her reunion, she's leaving money on the table.
Well, I think that that's a very offensive thing to call a slam, because
what is a slam pig?
I don't
know. I've heard the term before, and it usually pertains to a woman that you have sex with that you don't necessarily,
want to make a life
think is attractive.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's how I've heard the term used.
So she was saying this to the Bachelorette girl, which is terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the jokes here loaded is, what if slam pig becomes the official state motto of Rhode Island?
Okay. And what if you are if you call someone a homeless slam pig?
Well, the homeless thing is weird because the only person that they could really call homeless is the other girl that we talked about when the first episode aired, who she's dating a super duper millionaire, but he only lives in Rhode Island for half the year.
Oh, that's
so
why.
Technically she would be homeless because she lives with this man, and on the side, because she does want to get married and have kids, she does also have an additional boyfriend.
Oh, just a backup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a slam pig.
That sounds like a homeless slam pig to me.
And listen, I'm not going to lie. I haven't really watched The Real Housewives because I've been deep into coloring. However, I do know that girl that has the 2 boyfriends, she said something like, of course, when I move out, he's still going to pay my rent. I haven't had bills in 10 years. I can't just start now. Leave.
That's a slam pig. All right. Well,
all right.
Here you go. There's one more.
Oh, I'm going to check my own lease before Rosie finds out where I live. Look, Rhode Island might be the smallest state in the union, but they aren't the only ones fighting for the title of messiest cast on television. If you think defining slam pig is peak reality drama, you clearly haven't looked into what's brewing down south in Atlanta. Oh God, I actually do know what's brewing down south in Atlanta.
Well, enlighten us.
Hold on. Vaguely related, on Watch What Happens Live, the girl who said slam pig and this girl from Atlanta named Shamia Morton, they were on the same show, and they were talking to the girl about, like, hey, like, how are your renovations going? And she was like, I don't know, we're like doing something with the HVAC or something, which was funny because Shamia Morton's husband owns the biggest HVAC company in Rhode Island. So that's a fun. When you're a rookie on a legacy show like Atlanta, you usually try to blend in, unless you're Kay. Oh, God. Unless you're Kay Michelle and you choose violence on day one. Kay Michelle is a country singer. Kay Michelle. Sorry. Kay Michelle is the newest addition to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 17, and she has apparently decided that making friends is for people who don't want to keep their peach. She is our mess of the week because she's not just feuding with a housewife, she's taking on Portia Williams and Drew Sidor simultaneously.
Damn, she's gonna get her ass kicked.
Portia Williams is the HBIC.
Dude, I hate that human being
Portia,
so much.
You hate Candace Dillard.
I hate a lot of them.
The peak main character energy happened this week when Kay Michelle sat down for an interview specifically to shed new light on these battles. She isn't just waiting for the show to air. She's narrating the beef in real time. Let it happen on TV. Duke it out at the reunion like a normal housewife.
But, I mean, entering the Real Housewives of Atlanta arena and picking a fight with Portia Williams is like entering a lion's den wearing a meat-flavored cologne.
Literally that.
I think where most rookies try to build an alliance, Kay Michelle is building a rap sheet of enemies before the first trailer even drops. Like, yeah, this is all like they're filming right now.
No, so what's crazy is that Kay Michelle's only friend on like actual like person that she knew before the show is Portia. Like they're both, because Portia's on morning radio in Atlanta and like she's an artist, and so like they know each other, like they run in the same like music circles.
Okay.
Well, if Kay Michelle survives Portia and Drew, we might have to rename the city Kaylanta.
Lie.
All right. Well, you know what? If you want a pristine snapshot of civilization quietly sliding into a dumpster fire, look no further than this week's lineup. We've officially reached the point where the First Amendment is being defended by teenagers running true crime thirst accounts, while the Second Amendment is actively being managed by hunting dogs with zero spatial awareness. Across the pond, we're keeping Grandma from feeling isolated by blasting heavy bass drops at her before her 4 p.m. bedtime, which is still a massive upgrade from Florida, where octogenarians are roaming the streets in dental floss thongs, aggressively applying Maybelline and treating doorbell cameras like a private audition for the premium webcam site. Throw in some high society execution of the term slam pig in America's smallest state, and it's pretty clear that the world is ending. The least we can do is sit back, grab some popcorn while we point and laugh. Now, coming up in the B block of the Media Virus podcast, we're going to be talking to the facts dude. He's here with us now. We're just going to run the ending and then get started. Right, guys?
All right. I'm going to play us out here. And thanks for joining us in this A block. And I'll check on things. I'll be right back.
That's my boss, Matty Rock Death. He's the mattiest of all rock deaths. And that there's his wife, Mrs. Ricky Rock Death. She's gorgeous. And me, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, here on the Media Virus News. TMVP News.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to MySportsReports.com and DelawareSports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, our guest got invited to party with Afro Man in Vegas after reporting on his case. He's the facts dude. You've seen his videos bringing receipts on hot LSU fans getting arrested.
Why is she being ejected?
Her. She was flashing people, they kicked her out, and then she came back. Right.
TikTok influencers catching DUIs.
Hello, with me. That is the chief of police. Okay. You want to kiss me? No, I do not.
And a Tim Hortons employee auditioning to be the night manager at Waffle House. Join us Wednesday night for the Media Virus Podcast. The world is lit like a raccoon with a flamethrower. And facts from the body cam.
It's the media virus spreading all around. We're a pack of morons stuck here on the ground. They feed us the lies while we just stand by, drowning in the noise as the truth walks by. It's the media virus taking control.
All right, guys, our guest tonight is a man who went from absolutely digital anonymity. We're talking totally non-existent on social media before 2025 to completely blowing up the internet. He is the internet's favorite digital detective, a master of the body cam breakdown, and a man who learned the hard way that if you call yourself a fact checker online, people will hunt you down like a monster in a Scooby-Doo episode. He rebranded, he conquered the algorithm, and he even managed to get invited to a party in Las Vegas by Afro Man himself before X. I should stop there and let that sink in. Before X started showing users locations, everybody thought the internet was convinced he was broadcasting live from India. I wish I could read. That'd be fantastic. But tonight he's broadcasting live right here with us. Get ready to get real, unedited truth, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the facts man, or the facts dude. I'm sorry. How you doing, man?
Facts.
Good. What's up, Colin? What's up, guys? Maddie.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Professor Mike. Doing well. Doing well. How are you all?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Doing
Thank you so
great.
much. Yeah.
I've gotten to know facts over on X a bit, and which was kind of automatic because I am personally a major consumer of body-worn camera porn, and that's what Facts puts out.
And
So
you don't specifically mean porn, you mean just body
I
worn.
love watching the adventures of the body-worn camera.
On police officer. Let's get on authority, not like in the bedroom. Like you say porn, people get
Like, I've been talking about strapping a camera to Pete for years.
Okay, now that is something that's the most disturbing thought.
no, because you don't have Pete never
Like
has
someone
sex.
that is-
You would see him about his
Yeah.
day. But
Well, it's like that's still pretty disturbing. So when you are acquiring a brand new video fax, how long are you watching it before you realize, you know what? This simple warning on a traffic stop is going to escalate all the way to a felony?
I would say that takes time. You have to know you have to know. You have to know the signs, right? If they start asking questions already from the get-go and start acting defensive, that's when you that's when you know. It's good though.
Yeah.
I particularly like the ones that just take a random left turn that seem totally innocuous until they're not.
Yeah.
Well, one of the
things, but
what was it? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. That's not the right one that I was talking. There was the one where it just looked like a basic traffic stop, and then all of a sudden the drunk driver just hit the car and was, and like you're watching it and you think you got your mind around it, and then every time I watch it I jump. Somebody talk and be interested.
No, you're absolutely right. I know the exact thing you're talking about, and it snatches reality out from under you, and you're like, wow, that other thing happened.
Yeah, well, Maddie's pulling that up. Facts. One of my questions for you is, what is holding you back from adding not just the text that you set the videos up with, but your actual voice or image, actually giving some context, giving some commentary on some of these videos?
So, learning, I've only been doing body cams for about, I've been watching them forever, but I personally don't like the ones where someone's face is in it. So I like the raw body cams, right? I like the funny ones. It's hard because X is a place where you have to master a 3-minute video. So you're given a video that's 30 minutes long, and to cut it down to 3 minutes is
10%.
Yeah. This one's crazy. This is
this one's like, you think you haven't, like, I was like, all right, so something's gonna go south here, but you would never imagine what happens, and it's
this one's nuts.
Yeah, we got to get Colin back up. Colin dropped off. There we go. Dude, I jumped, like, again, I've seen this 5 times, and because you don't expect it. Now the rest of it's just all aftermath.
Yeah. I think they sit there for 10 minutes.
It's a 10 minute. It's a 10 minute. Yeah. I don't want to sit here and.
No, you don't want to belabor the whole thing, but it's mind numbing that.
Like, I'll scan through, like, see if when emergency services shows up.
Yeah, and keep in mind, nobody had. He probably radioed it in himself by the time when he found his radio.
Yeah, because he's still moving around down there. Yeah. That had to fucking hurt, dude.
Oh yeah, the crazy part. So he pulled over that guy because he didn't have a correct license plate. And he had just bought that car, so he actually didn't have the.
So he wasn't doing anything to anybody.
Yeah. He was letting them. He was letting them go with the warning.
Yeah, I heard. He's like, I'm gonna let you go with a warning because and I heard him say that, and then it was. I didn't have the volume. I didn't have the volume up so we could talk about it. But there are other videos, and I've kind of scanned your YouTube channel. I like the fact that you don't kind of interject.
Mm-hmm.
I like that in one of the videos you kind of like when the gun, when the gun goes off, you'll kind of highlight it. You'll put a circle around it just to show that that's what happened in that frame. But I kind of like that. You're just watching the body cam footage of what's happening, and then I think one of the things that like sat with me for a very long time is not in this one, but in several others is like, dude, I just watched a man die. Like I just watched a person lose choose, because they usually choose it. This was different, but like I was watching one where they, it was a guy in a fucking Pontiac Sunfire. I'd go dig that up, but I don't do it. but he had 10 minutes of warning. And then there's we have that issue that's that was right. I mean, Colin said he was very familiar with the apartment complex of the next video that I'll pull up, and this would go
Belt Atlantic Apartments.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the gun pulled on you there, didn't
That's the name of the apartment complex. And in the last 18 months, they have dropped 5 bodies in that complex before this officer involved shooting.
They're supposed to have training.
Now this one has a little interjection in it that I think Colin assumed that that wasn't you didn't put that there. That was released by the police, or did you put that? Did you edit this little piece in?
I did, yeah. This is I found so that was the woman's best friend. So she did an interview, and I was like, it's kind of crazy. She says what she says, and then they get up the stairs,
and then what happens, and then you watch what happens, and they're two different things.
They're supposed to have training on hostile situations and crisis situations. It's no way they should have came up there guns ablazing if she wasn't shooting at them.
She was absolutely shooting at motherfuckers. That's my dad's birthday. My dad turned 95 on this day. The day this young lady here lost her life. And this young lady here. I don't know. Young lady's a strong word.
Get down, get down, get down.
That's why they're referred to as females often. Now, did you pot the rest of this together? Because it switches from this camera.
Yeah, this one was a little. It was a little difficult to post together, because if you've seen the original, I don't know why they released it as they did, but they put the cameras off to the left or to the right, and then they had a whole black negative area of nothing. And I was like, this looks like shit. I can't post this. So I did have to piece this together with a little editing and make it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But so
she's just so casual.
That's the first thing I said when I saw it. I mean, she's just casually firing at this bitch as cops are coming up. And she dies real casual too. So I mean, it's a theme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She didn't break character when she died. She just she's still squirming, I guess. Did this young lady pass away?
You took care of the don't move already.
Now that story is actually super sad, to be quite honest.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
Well, give us a little background on it. What makes it super sad?
She lost her, I guess, boyfriend and father of her child the day before.
Oh.
So she posted on social media. I think she said, "I'm checking out" or something like that. And then the very next day, she's opening fire on police and firing at random apartments.
Was it now? Colin had interjected during the meeting, the writers' meeting, that she felt as though the person behind that door had many bullets in it from the apartment view. That she believed that that was the home of the person who had like the hit and run, the drunk, whatever it was. Or is that not? Is that just?
Well, that's what some of her friends are saying that she thought.
Okay.
There is no official indication that was the actual hit and run driver. This woman who died had definitely had a serious mental break. No question. Okay. This is absolutely a tragedy. And there's a little boy who lost both mom and dad one day after another. And as a dad, that breaks my heart.
No, it is. And it's real easy on the internet when it's just flashing light and loud noises to forget that there's people attached to the other side of these stories.
So what got you, if I may, just let me, what got you into this as a form of expression, or, you know,
Sure.
I kind of look at YouTube as an artist hub, I guess, and this is your art. And what brought you to, what drew you to it?
I always liked watching them. You know, growing up, I watched them. I don't know, probably 2009 or whenever they started coming out, like just mainstream. And I always watched Cops growing up. I always watched
Bad Boys,
Texas Walker Ranger with my brothers, and you know, I always loved watching it. I'm not necessarily what you would call a bootlicker, because I do like pushing the bad also, right? I don't hide behind just posting the good.
So there's not a slant. You're putting out facts in what happened in this case, and that's why they call you the facts dude. Did you get any traction at all with the facts checker?
So I remember, so February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, 2025, I grew by like 2,000 followers. I had my whole government name, middle initial on there. So it kind of, you know, I knew, because I have a career, I knew that I had to change. Like I've never had this many followers on anything. So I did gain, but I was getting a lot of slack from it. And I wasn't on social media during COVID at all. I just,
dude, it was a shit show. You should have been there.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
I probably avoided a couple bands. To be
Dude,
quite
you
honest
did.
with you.
I guarantee you, no matter what, you did. Because you
got our first 100 episodes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this show came out of the pandemic, basically. But I mean, in my, like, the way I look at it, and I want to see if this is kind of the feedback that you got, is like the facts checker, and especially after 2020, it feels authoritarian and exclusionary. Not because of all the checked facts that weren't facts at all, but the fact checker insinuates that you're the only one, where facts dude softens it up. It brings you down on like an equal footing, and he's now the dude that you go
dude,
to.
man. Dude with the facts. Dude, man. He's the fucking dude.
He's right. That's that. So, was there a specific video? Was there, you know, that took off, that came viral?
The whole lore behind my name was not my videos. Wasn't at all. I wasn't cutting up body cam videos until maybe June of last year. So I spent a whole 5 months just commenting. What I would do, I was tired of hopping on social media and seeing the same video that was posted in 2013. And then everybody was in the comments asking, where the hell is this from? Right? So I would always be that guy looking in the comments. Hey, where the hell's the story behind this? So what I would do, I'd go find the story before Grok came. I'd go find the story myself. I would look at a couple of articles, piece it together, and then drop the story for everybody in the comments, so they knew that they had somebody that was there to do that. That's technically why I have my name, where it all came from. It wasn't body cam videos at all.
Okay.
So you just kind of interweave. You went and did the legwork out of the comment sections that you saw, and then by I guess you're dealing in comment sections. Everybody gets notified, and I guess you get a lot of traction that way. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal that idea.
You can have it. Believe me, it got up to a point where I was being tagged, because I would request people to tag me. It got up to a point where I was being tagged about 150 times a day.
Wow.
It was, I was rocking about 200 to 250 comments a day. Just sitting there grinding. I mean, I'm talking grinding.
That sounds grinding.
Yeah.
So here's watching body cams. Here's one of the big questions I've got. Where did people get the idea that they have the constitutional right to, during a traffic stop, go full Karen and demand to speak to the officer's manager? Because bunch of them seem to have the idea that that's their freaking right.
Yeah, I would love to know. I would really love to know who convinced these people. I'd say TikTok did that a lot.
I want to know where the sovereign citizen bullshit came from. Who came up with that goddamn concept? What makes you think that's going to work? Like, why? Dude, anytime I got pulled over 2 weeks ago, keys out of the ignition, on the dash, hands on the fucking thing, the whole, if you're, most of the time, if you're cool to them, you're gonna be driving away. Unless you're doing something illegal.
Don't make them sweat in the heat for nothing. Don't let them get rained on or stay cold for nothing. Make it quick and
letting the officer know that you actually have a car that has a key that actually goes in the ignition is kind of a strange flex, though.
Better than a screwdriver that goes in the ignition, right?
That is true. That is true.
Dude, one time I had a what year was that? That was an 86 Thunderbird. That thing was beautiful. I love that car, but I lost the keys one day. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this.
Pop a tumbler, stick your thumb in there, start the car.
No, I disconnected the whole goddamn thing and took the locking mechanism out and put in a switch and a button. That was beautiful. Yeah. Nobody could steal my car because nobody knew how to start it. It was also an 86 Thunderbird in 2000. So
I had a 66 Ford Econoline van that I set the ignition up that way, except I set it up over a series of 5 switches that had to be flipped in a certain way.
Right.
And then you could hit the start button and fire up.
So now that we've gone on that sidetrack, you got any weird starting cars there, Fax?
Not at all. No.
All right. You
should try.
I guess you're a younger man. I guess you're in your 30s.
Yeah. My first car was a 1998 4-door Chevy Blazer.
That's nice. That's nice.
All right.
I liked it.
That's a nice car.
That's a nice opener. Yeah.
About $3,500 cash.
So talk about your adventures with your channel that led you getting to go out to Vegas and hang with Afro Man, our First Amendment hero.
But we actually don't talk about what happened in Vegas, but we'll talk. I'm just kidding.
No, we'll just talk about the events leading up to it.
Yeah.
That's the
I was careful with my question.
So I talk about I talk about police. I was running out of content, so I had to branch off and try to find different avenues. Keep the same point, right? But just find different avenues to go down, because police don't drop really good body cams every single day. It's maybe 1 or 2, but you have to trickle in some other things. So whenever it was like,
we should start a crime ring so he has more content.
Hey,
you want to?
I didn't say that. Just let me get some cameras set up. So I was scrolling YouTube, and I saw the Afro Man defamation case against the police officers, and I was like, why the hell not? Like, let's see what happens. So I dropped that video, and it gained I think it gained 4 million impressions. So I was like, okay. Well, people want to see this, so I'm gonna dive in. So I did a lot of homework. I knew exactly the songs and everything that was going on. I stayed up on a Friday night, probably one of my Friday night spaces where I stay up way too darn late. And he dropped, can't think of the name, but he dropped a song on a Friday night at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Was it Lemon Pound Cake?
No.
Or Lick 'em Road Lisa.
No, it was the hymn song that he has.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Afro Man's gonna do you. He's gonna screw you. He's marching in. So I dropped that one, and it went ape shit again. I was like, okay, this is what's up. But he dropped it 3 days before his trial.
Yeah.
So the first day of his trial, I was already primed, ready, had the crowd ready for it. They knew it was coming. And I went absolutely viral. And after the first day of his court case, he slipped into my DMs. It was like, hey, do you want an interview? And at this time, I'd never shown my face on social media.
Right.
I was like, I'm not going to say no to this.
Oh, hell no.
Right. Why would you?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. So we connected. I did an interview after his court case. He had won. I did really well that week. And he loved the interview. He loved, I pieced it together. I threw up the video. He loved it. I pushed his CD his new album for him.
Yeah.
And then his,
Dude, I listened to that thing on repeat for like 4 days just to give it plays.
I love it. I really do like it.
Yeah.
It's tolerable. I listened to it on repeat. I'm not kidding. I just had it on all the time.
Just
to give it plays.
His manager reached out and said, hey, do you want to come to Vegas? And I was like, the first instinct, the first text I sent him was like, no, if you were in Georgia, if you were closer, then, maybe. And I thought to myself, I was like, I may as well just kid around with my wife. So I went home. I was like, guess who texted me? I showed her. I told her. And we both agreed. So I went off to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It was
awesome.
Fucking epic. Yeah, it was epic.
Yeah. Yeah. I am so happy you got to do that. And one of the things that's a really huge thing for the people on this podcast is our right to have free speech. We don't do politics, but we do free speech, and there is a difference in my world. And it's like, and to me, the whole Afro Man trial, that thing was 100% a canary in a coal mine for free speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how that went down really, really mattered for those of us who care about that.
And I don't know I think somebody should send that sheriff's department like a thank you card for just revitalizing so many careers.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because Afro Man hadn't had a hit since Until I Got High. That was what he was known for, right?
Yeah.
And then, what brings him back into the zeitgeist 20 years later? Lemon pound cake.
Lemon pound cake.
Because the fucking guy stopped and looked at it. I don't know did he cut himself a slice?
No, but man, he was fucking that lemon pound cake. That's for sure. Oh my God. It was, he wanted that lemon pound cake.
Yeah, he I think all of his socials now are, other than his ex, he's not too active over here. But all of his socials are above 1 million now. And he said, I've been trying to get my Instagram over 1 million for 27 years or whatever he said. And he finally did it when, he was just touring locally and stuff like that. And just doing,
he was grinding. He was grinding away at it.
Yep.
And that's and I think that's maybe the general theme of, you're a dude you're the facts dude and you grinded away at it. You said it was a grind, in the comments and you grind away at editing footage.
Yeah.
And you got to watch the some of the most horrible moments in people's lives and put it together and tell a story. And I Colin thinks that I asked, what started this is I was going through your stuff and I'm trying to write the intro and the, questions and shit. And I was going through your stuff and I'm like, he doesn't like interject at all. He doesn't have like him in the corner. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. And at first it was kind of like disorienting, but then it's like, you know what? I'm just watching. I don't need him to tell me what's going on. Mm-hmm. I can see what's going on. And then I'm sure like when you post, it's all, it's all explained in the text. Yeah. So I forgot where I was going with that. I had a question loaded and I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
I can't imagine that you weren't going to say that's a refreshing presentation because you don't see it that way often. most people feel the need to superimpose themselves upon it, and this guy this and this guy that, and give you some opinion that you don't need.
I don't find, I find that one, I don't think it's an engagement hack, but I think that leaving the comments, giving everyone the story, right? But then leaving the opinions and the expression that one wants to have for the comments instead of, hey, what happened, is kind of necessary. So, and that's what I try to do. That was the whole reason. I got on a big kick about yellow journalism about a year ago. So I kind of steer away from that a little bit.
The quiet presentation of truth is refreshing. There's just really no other way to put it.
I was just watching. I'm sorry, I got lost in the exchange on the comments. Nothing about what's going on. Just
the comments.
No, here it is. You know, and you just present
my lovely wife.
You don't have to give it out every time. You know, we can just pretend it's somebody we don't know. You know what I mean?
I would have never known.
Right? So, what's on the horizon for the Facts Dude? Are you have you found a new like niche to kind of grind on? Or are we going to see more body cam? I mean, it all depends on what tragedies happen.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about going back and looking at some of the bigger things that maybe you didn't, or that were before your before your soiree into going into older cases? I don't know.
So sometimes, like the George Floyd case, I posted that. I had never actually taped the George Floyd case and gave my or body cam and gave my my own breakdown. Right.
Yeah.
So I broke that down into 4 segments, and I posted it on Sunday. So I do enjoy some of those where like people are not going to forget. Mainly why I did that, I did it for myself because now it's on my account. Right. And I have it saved. I have it stashed away just in case it ever becomes relevant again. Just like the Sonia, is it Bland case, where she was acting like she was going to toss hot water on a cop. Right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I had that one saved. But then when the court case was happening, since I already had it saved, it was an easy, flip up.
Right.
But I mean, there are limitations to what I do, so there's always going to be more things that I'm looking into. Doing the interview with Afroman and going out, visiting, doing that kind of stuff kind of opened up my eyes to a whole new venture that I might try to get into.
I mean, so here's the thing, right? I put together like a documentary back in 2012 about the Kensington High School football team. Okay. And we interviewed all the players after a practice, or, just kind of like we'd interview some players. And what we would do is because we were trying to make a legitimate documentary, we would take the questions, like we would just remove the questions and have them framed as if that person is just talking. So you could conceivably, because I feel like not anonymity, but you're not looking to plaster your face all over the place, and I don't know. I just started talking, but that's one of the things you can do is, you can piece it together so that you can take yourself out and still put together the string of,
you tell the story with the footage.
Right. As opposed to, interjecting yourself like a podcast or podcast is, dude, they're lazy. Podcasters are lazy. They just want to get on the internet and, well, this is me anyway, and start talking.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I got into TikTok and I mix all my videos. There's not one that I'm not going to say there's not one. There have been a couple where you just leave as is, right? And you post them, but most of them I'm doing edits to them. But they didn't rate me as original. And they're like, you need to put your face in it. You need to make commentary. You need to do something. And I was just like, that's just not me. I don't know. But here lately, I've invested in a lot of different stuff. I've been, messing around with StreamYard, OBS. I've been doing, just some opening up, looking into the things that I didn't necessarily before any of this began, because I thought for the longest time on X, I could just not show my face and I'd be fine. But, my bosses know what I do. So I'm not too scared to put my face out there. I'm not hiding.
Yeah. And you're not at all controversial. It's like you are basically reporting very straight up the middle, and especially on X, in different ways, on TikTok, YouTube. The pressure is building for people like yourself who are taking the video of others and posting it, to add some kind of commentary, audio or video to it, just so that we get past fair use and it shows ownership. It's like, that's something that's happening, and the pendulum will swing back and forth on that. What's a video that you posted that maybe went wide, maybe it didn't, that when you posted it, it's like it hit you in some way that you're not used to? Is there some really impactful video that you threw out there that touched you?
I actually try, and you're not going to like this answer, but I actually try to stay away from those type of cases. So if I feel like it's going to hit me, and I mean, a lot of things that deal with kids, a lot of things that deal with that type of stuff, I stay away from.
Right. You have to watch that kid over and over again. I get what you, I absolutely. So something that would be emotionally hard, you're going to avoid that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I said hit you, I don't mean, oh, I got trauma just from watching this video. It's like, it's like some of the videos that I watch that hit me are the ones where I see somebody, maybe it's a civilian, maybe it's an EMS worker, maybe it's an officer that goes above and beyond so others might live in some way, or it just is really shows some humanity. Those are honestly the ones that hit me the most. It's not the horrific ones. It's the ones where, hey, sometimes people can be really decent to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I like those. I post those, and usually I try to temper the mood, right? So at 7 o'clock in the morning, the first thing I don't want to post is probably somebody getting shot. You could be sipping your coffee, and that's just not something you want to see. So usually I'll invest a little bit of time to go out there, search for something good. I remember, I think it was Ohio. I don't know. A cop got on a bull, or there was one in Florida. The cop saved the ostrich and took it back to the farm, and they made it funny. There's those that you're like, okay, or the saving of the kid that's choking. Those are always good ones. I posted one last week. The mom had to toss the baby out of the second floor window of the burning house. So there's a lot out there other than just the shootings and the.
Did you ever see that video of their firefighters, and they're throwing kids out the window and they're catching them, and then somebody read it in reverse. So it's like firefighters were tossing kids up into a fire. I'm sorry, I completely derailed. I can't read that comment, so all right. I was making a comment in the comments where the tragic accident in the one clip we showed where everything was fine, and then it just in a split second everything goes to shit. And I mean,
life comes at you fast.
Yeah, that's a reminder for everybody, is that things can turn to shit really, really, really quick.
Yep.
Everybody lived in that video.
Thank God. Thank God. I'm glad. You know what? Thank you for clarifying that. I do appreciate, because I mean, I don't read. I hate reading. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I avoid it.
As we sit here and talk about it, I realized that I've actually poured over some body cam footage and dash cam footage and cut it together to tell a story that as a manager in a construction service business, one of my guys, I had a crew picking up a lane closure and had a police officer in the formation with them. And our truck ended up backing into a police cruiser and driving the lift gate into the grill. And they wrote my guy a ticket. I witnessed the whole thing from the next truck back, and the cop was dicking around in the car doing something else. So we requested all the footage, and I was able to piece together that he was playing on his laptop, filling out some survey that had nothing to do with making sure that my guys didn't die.
Yeah.
And
there was serious hate when they found out.
Your guy still backed into the police cruiser.
Because the cop actually bumped the curb and pulled forward, and then tried to back up real quick before he got hit. He knew what he was doing was dangerous.
Yeah, but he was dicking around at the same time.
Yeah,
you showed him. All right.
We also received a considerable amount of hate on the back end of that. So
yeah, no, I would imagine so. There's like a blue wall, Yeah, you mess with one, they don't like that.
I wasn't gonna let my man take a moving violation that was BS either.
I hear you. You stand up for your guys. I get it.
Yeah, I've been rocking a dash cam for 9 years, and that thing has been a witness in some kind of court thing 7 different times, plus ended up sustaining a complaint against a police officer. It's like having that independent, unbiased witness. It changes things, just like what you're talking about, Mike. Yeah. It's like, and I think that one of the services that your channels are providing, facts, is that it is giving people a perspective in terms of what it is that we are really getting most of the time from police, and what police are getting frequently from members of the public of all different stripes, from all different shapes and sizes, from the gangbanger to the politically connected. It's like,
and the gangbanging politically connected.
That's right. And it's like, and that narrative is not what you see in Law and Order. That narrative is most definitely not what you see in the news media, and it's not what you're used to seeing as the official narrative on social media. And so it's like, there's absolutely a way that the Nick facts dude still really fits in this area, because you are breaking off some facts that not everybody is picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah, I think, I would like to branch into the media and talk about politics and stuff like that. I do have an interest in it. It's just not as prevalent as
what it's hard. It's hard to argue with idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you express political opinion, you're going to have idiots chiming in on you, and arguing with you before you even get your point out.
Yeah.
You get shut down a lot, on both. It just, that's what it is. That's the way it is. Both ways. It just goes. So, if you really want to be heard and listened to, it's best to avoid it. I feel that's kind of the point of the, it's kind of what we
if I can give the other side here, L. Gibbard 12 would argue that arguing with idiots is actually quite easy. She has been arguing with me for the last almost 26 years now, every damn day, and she's won every argument. So for her, it's easy.
Well,
Well, there's that.
there is that.
There is that. Yeah, arguing with idiots is easy.
Never
Yes,
really
It is, but it isn't. And a lot of times what I've done and what I've done period is just turn off notifications for individuals. And I got a little strife from that after I figured it out. I was like, hey guys, I posted it. I don't get notifications from people who don't follow me. I don't get notifications from unverified accounts. I don't get notifications from people who have a bot, just the default picture. So, but on any other social, and it's so crazy because any other social, you can get so much hate. Because I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook, but I swear on X, it is so much easier to keep up with your notifications compared to any other social media. I don't know if they just have mastered the notification toolbar compared to others, but
I don't think X tries to figure out which ones you should be looking at based on the conversation. I think X is more of a, hey, look at what happened while you were gone.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of your socials, you want to just shout out where people can find you?
Yeah, I'm on X. I got the official DFacts Dude account there. You can look me up on Facebook. I'm the Facts Dude. And then on Instagram, I'm the.facts dude. I gave up on YouTube.
You gave up on YouTube?
Okay. Yeah, they told me I wasn't monetized. So I gave up on it for a little bit, and I'll go back to it eventually. But yeah, we'll get to that point.
Yeah. YouTube is a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
Like I need her for the live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could do it to Facebook, but Facebook takes it down after like 60 days or some shit.
Yeah.
Did they? So they archive it?
If you do a live stream, they take it down after a while. Like
so we end up losing our video, whereas it lives on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
One of the things that Facts does on social media is he actually even though he has a very big social media presence, he's interacting with the people who are cool, who are interacting with him. And he actually appreciates that, hey, you're clearly watching my videos, you're commenting on my videos, and that's one of the things that I think really sets him apart. And there's several people in the body-worn camera video community that are actually much better at that than social media as a whole. And so I want to give you some props for being, a real one on that.
I mean, he's obviously a real one. That you met him through his X account, right? I mean, you started seeing his, and you reached out, and he interacted with you, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, man, you want to come on this weird podcast I do?" And he's like,
and you do realize
I don't really want to, but you're kind of cool, so. And then you had to talk him into it.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're paying him. But
you do realize that we would interact with people if they reached out and interacted while we were doing the show, right? But it's not like we're trying not to. We have a phone number and everything, man.
That's right. So, dude, again, I want to thank you for coming on, giving us your time. You've been very generous. I hope you had a good time. I'm stammering all over myself, Mike. Do something.
Do something. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for coming. We definitely appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us, and thank our audience for spending a little bit of time with us on this 287th. Is that right? 287.
Yes, this is episode 287. Every Wednesday night, you can tune into the Media Virus podcast. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
We always try
Well, I
to make it
appreciate it.
halfway interesting.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on. Anytime if you
Appreciate
got something you want to promote, you want to come on and talk to us about it, we'd be more than happy, to have you on again. If you want to join the panel anytime, it gets a little bit more risky. If you're trying to protect a career or something, I wouldn't join us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
If you come across that one video that you just have to talk about, come on.
Yeah, come on out.
Okay.
We'll love to talk to you.
We'll play the game.
No doubt. I appreciate
All right,
it,
man.
guys. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right, Fax. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, Colin. Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latorres, coming to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.